What it do? The boy, the juice. Had to plug in this morning, really tonight, but this morning it's 4:33 or 4:34 currently a.m. 63 degrees outside here in Tucson, Arizona. Um, had to plug in tonight. Had to plug in. I wasn't gonna go live just because it got real late. It's been a long day. We stopped by Nancy's today. Got to talk about the case, and we also were able to, stay into the night. A lot of us knew I didn't have a power bank to kind of just hang around as long as I wanted to. So that's the good news today. If you watched the live stream earlier, I was able to finally get a power bank. So that was great. So, man. And shout out to anyone that was in the chat at the time who kind of tried to help me find the right one. I think we found the right one for now, at least for now. I had a little hair appointment, guys, so I wasn't able to get on when I needed to. And then my daughter also had a hair appointment as well, so I had to get some laundry done. Stuff got to get done, man. But anyway, I won't have too much time. I'm probably going to be on for maybe like 30 minutes. Probably not too long tonight. I wanted to kind of briefly go through a couple things. Just briefly, quickly. We talked about the ransom today, so I'll probably elaborate a little bit more on that tonight. The biggest thing is we may possibly have a suspect. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know if this is our guy or it's just another trip of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So we'll dive into that in a minute. I wanted to play a video with I believe Megyn Kelly, because she was talking about, well, she made a real interesting comment that I thought that was real interesting. And she referred to Savannah's fake crying. Yeah. She said Savannah pretty much has been faking crying. Savannah, at all people. I know, I can't believe it. I haven't really felt any moments where I felt like Savannah was like fake crying. But then when you kind of think about it, maybe there's a little bit of some fake crying. Who knows? I don't know. We'll dive into that in a minute, but I'm not going to waste no time here, guys. Big welcomes. The goal tonight, by the way, since we are so close, as you can clearly see at the very bottom there. Let's see if I could. I don't think I have an arrow on this particular scene, but it wouldn't be hard to get one. Let's see here. Get my arrow so y'all can see what I'm talking about. I know they know what I'm talking about, but it don't matter. We're going to show y'all. So we are currently 18 subscribers away from 10,000 subscribers. So we're almost there. Hopefully we'll make it there tonight. If we don't, we'll make it there tomorrow. It's no big deal. It's currently my birthday. I don't have any plans, like I told you earlier, on doing anything special. I'll probably spend some time at Nancy's for the birthday. Maybe go out to eat somewhere or something like that. But that's besides the point. We're here to talk about Nancy right now. We'll talk about that another time. Maybe tomorrow. We got all day to talk about that. But anyway, before I show y'all this guy and shout out Melissa, by the way. She's the one who sent me the email in regards to the potential suspect that we might have. So I will show that in just a brief moment. I want to just run through this clip with Megyn Kelly real quick, and then we'll talk about that. I think JLR had mentioned it earlier as well. So we'll kind of play his clip just briefly too, just to kind of see what he was talking about, because I didn't get a chance to see it. I also want to look at the map. I want to look at the map like I was talking about earlier, and just to get everybody to get an idea of how many entry points there are to get into Nancy's neighborhood and get out. I mean, the same way in, you can go the same way out. There's no one-way roads, really. There's a couple one-ways, actually. There's a couple one-ways in that neighborhood very close to Nancy's house. So maybe some of these areas may not be entry points, but it doesn't matter, because even if it's a one-way, you can still go out that way. We'll start it off like this. Today, when I first arrived at Nancy's house, there was a sheriff that I just so happened to be following. And I had an idea. Like, I just, I said it. I knew this guy was going to Nancy's. I was like, I wonder if this sheriff is going to Nancy's house, Lo and behold, this guy was going to Nancy's house. So we get there. I'm getting my stuff out. Let's play the video.
And just because he's in the Army or, wherever he served at, it doesn't mean that he's doing good. Doesn't mean he's doing good financially. Phone already overheated. That sheriff was in front of me right now. He's dipping. I wonder if he's going to Nancy's right now.
So right here, I'm like, I wonder if this sheriff's going to Nancy's house. Like, is he going to Nancy's?
I wonder if he's going to Nancy's right now. I don't even know if I passed the street. What?
Guy was just a complete dick. You'll see what I'm talking about right now.
It's here, I think. He didn't even turn. Sorry guys, the phone overheated, by the way. It's always doing that.
Right now.
It's just my luck. I think that's my second and my next investment that I have is a fan for the phone. Not that that's gonna even help though. But I noticed when Institution, he had a fan when he pulled up the other day. Investment clear too, so.
All right, I'm gonna skip it up a bit right here. It looks really terrible, by the way. So
I don't know. He was live earlier.
oh, this is not. Is this the video? Yeah, this is the video. I think this is the video.
Damn. Sorry, we got a charger.
Sure as hell don't look like the right one. I think I'm looking at the wrong video. Can't be the wrong video.
We made it. We have arrived. I gotta get my tripod set up. Hold on, chat.
Big welcome those of y'all tuning in so far in the chat, by the way, man.
I'll let you know. I'm gonna head back this way. Oh, there he is. Yeah, the sheriff was
Dun dun dun.
behind me. All right, he's probably gonna ask me something. The sheriff's pulling up on me, guys.
I just had a feeling, for whatever reason, I had a feeling. Yo, Handsome, big welcomes, guys. Sorry if it's too early for y'all. I apologize. I'm always up super late. Lo and behold, I called it. I knew this guy was going to Nancy's house. I just had a feeling.
Right now, just a second ago. He's stopping right now, too. Oh, God.
Excuse the trunk, guys. It's a little messy.
Yeah. We're not parking here.
So So right away, I was just trying to, and I don't know if you guys can hear in the background. I don't know if you guys noticed that if you watched the stream earlier, that you could kind of hear him on the intercom immediately as soon as he arrived. He didn't even try to observe the scene to see if I was to even see what I was doing. He didn't even try. So let's play it back real quick. So immediately he gets on the intercom, and I didn't even realize what he said when I was present at the time. But immediately you hear him, and he's saying, I can hear him now that I'm listening back at the stream. He's saying something about no parking there to pretty much move the vehicle.
We're not parking here. She's leaving. Let me talk to the guy.
So I'm like, I'm thinking like, you know what, let me go make contact with this officer, understanding how police work, just with the experience. I told myself, you know what, let me just go make contact with him, let me let him know what's going on so he's not thinking otherwise,
I'm just here to cover the case. I'm not, she's not parking here though. I'm getting out and she's taking off. Yeah.
So he said there's a zero tolerance that car needs to go like right now. So basically this idiot is saying like, I can't even get dropped off right here for the most part. Like I can't even get dropped off at Nancy's house. You wanted me to walk from River and like First, like what? You wanted me to walk from Campbell and wherever I got to walk from? Like you didn't want me to pull up to get dropped off? Isn't this how they want us to do this? Anyway.
Now she's taking off.
Zero tolerance, so the car needs to go like right now.
Yeah.
Get the trunk closed and get it moved.
Okay, I can't.
So he says it's a zero tolerance. That car needs to go like right now. Get the trunk closed and get it moving. And immediately, like when he said that, I was pissed off. I'm not gonna lie, I was pissed. I'm like, what? I'm just letting you know what's going on so you could get it going, bro. So you know that I'm aware of what's going on around here, and I'm already fully aware that there's absolutely no parking here. That's why I'm getting dropped off, dummy.
I'm just coming over to let you know. That's all.
You can clearly see the trunk is wide open.
Like why would I
be parking somewhere?
So she could hurry up and move.
The opposite direction of the actual side of the street, the car is facing the opposite direction. Normally, you're not supposed to park like that.
Letting them know that
although we are in a residential area, so it really doesn't matter which way you're facing. So I guess that was irrelevant. But still, it kind of just makes sense by the way I'm parked and my trunk being open. And I clearly have a chair right there sitting on the side of the street, getting ready to sit there and cover the case, talk about the case. But this guy acts like he has no brain at all.
Parking here, and he told me to get the trunk closed and hurry up and move. We have a no tolerance policy. Go ahead, babe. Just go ahead and get out of here. Jesus Christ, what a douche.
What a dick.
What a dick.
What a dick.
But the least he could be is nice since we're already.
By the way, like, and what if I didn't want to move? You're going to give me a citation and go on about your way? You're not going to be able to arrest me for parking on the side of the road. I'm not going to get it. You can't take somebody to jail for parking in the wrong spot. It don't work like that. So, I mean, a $250 fine isn't really going to scare me. It's not going to awe me. Like, it's really not. I don't understand why this cop was oh so serious when the least he could be is, cool. Like, I mean, based on the work that we've seen from the sheriff department, as far as how Nanos has represented the sheriff department, the least they could do is show otherwise. Maybe Nanos rubbed off on that cop. I don't know, but I just thought that was really super, super odd for him to really act like that, knowing I'm there to do exactly what they want, which is get dropped off. You clearly saw me pull up. You clearly are aware that this isn't going to be enforced forever, but you clearly saw me pull up to get dropped off. I hope I make contact with this idiot again, because I'm not going to be nice either the next time at all. I'm going to be a dick the same way he was to me, straight up. I mean, that was just, I don't know. It just bothered me, man. It really did. But I just thought I would just share that with y'all real quick. I thought that was really interesting. How this cop was acting. I mean, it was just dumb. And then he just kept circling the block. He followed my girl out when she left for a little moment. Just an idiot, guys. Just an idiot. So if you do plan on visiting Nancy's house, just make sure you don't park there, because they're really, really serious. And they have a 0 tolerance. We had a 00 on that, because that was extra. So we got to be a little extra too. They have a 0 tolerance for parking right there. So do not park outside of Nancy's house. Hell, don't even get dropped off right there if you see a cop, I guess. Don't get dropped off. No, exercise your rights at all times. Don't let these guys bully you just because they have on a badge, a costume, and a badge. I mean, come on, man. That was terrible. Anyway, so I learned today, thanks to Melissa, by the way, she had sent it to me, I believe, just a little earlier, and she goes by the name of, what was the name? I just want to get her name, so she definitely deserves for me to say her name, that's for sure. Hey, Renee, thanks so much for the sub. I truly appreciate it. Sheesh, I can't believe it, guys. This has been a big goal for a while. Finally getting into the double digits, man. We're about to hit 10K tonight, so kind of excited about that. I'm just trying to find her name just real quick, because I think she mentioned it just real quick. What's her name? Scorpio Queen. That's right, Scorpio Queen. So shout out to Scorpio Queen for the photo of the potential suspect. But anyways, I believe JLR was the one who shared this, him and Alex, on his live earlier today. And he goes by the name of Trinidad Anthony Sanchez. And there's a picture of the guy right there. She also sent me a good picture as well. Another picture. There's a couple photos. I'll probably just show the two. Let me see if I can download it real quick. Yeah, we all know that that's nobody but Nanos enforcing these rules. Ransom says, who's giving all the rules about 0 tolerance or house and all. And he says, who's giving all the rules about 0 tolerance or littering? Savannah's mother's house. And you'll pay road tax to use the road. Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Alicia says, Alex stood up to that other cop the one day too. I wouldn't even be surprised if it was the same cop. Kygo, thanks for the happy birthday, by the way. Thank you guys for all the happy birthday wishes. Is it Sheena? Sheena says, you were respectful in letting him know your girl was leaving versus telling her to drive off first. Nowadays, you never know how reactive they may or may not be. Yeah, you know what's crazy is I'm just glad that I had the camera on, because I don't know how he would have acted if it was off. But I was just glad that he was aware that I was recording, that's for sure. So I have another photo here. And it has like some really weird comments on the side. I thought that they were really weird. Let me see if I can make this big enough for you guys to see it here. It says that this guy is a janitor cleaner and a janitor or a janitor maintenance worker. It says he cleans, and there's a little small description of what he does. And it says, and I feel like somebody just like put this on here. I'm not going to lie. Like it just is just really odd just to what it says. it could have been. I don't think it would have just been this short. It says, I clean government vehicles like buses, vans, ICE cars, FBI vehicles, all type of government vehicles, and that's all it says. So I don't know if somebody's just messing around with us or what the case may be. But JLR took to his live earlier, and I believe he was talking about this earlier, as well as Alex. And I don't know where they got the insight from. What do y'all think? What do you think? You think this guy could possibly be the perp? I mean, he definitely has the facial hair like the perp. That's one thing I saw right away off the bat.
Person who gave me the tip is named Gax, Gaxx, and that person was called by the FBI today. We went to the FBI office, so they seriously want to talk to this.
Okay, so I got his photo right here. That's shared. You're saying this guy? Oops, sorry. Hold on.
Hey, remember, I'm the one. I don't mind putting people's names out there. If they want to sue me, they can sue me.
So who is this guy?
The tip said that he fits the porch guy, right?
What?
And the connections with him is this is the story behind that.
So if you're hearing that,
putting people's names out.
Alex came on JLR stream, and he's saying that this description of this specific guy that we're looking at right now fits the description of the actual perp on Nancy's porch that day. Similar weight, yeah, I agree, Handsome. Definitely similar weight. Definitely looks like he has the build. Very, very close. Almost the way he's like standing is like similar to how the perp is standing in the surveillance video. I mean, it seems like it could possibly be a match. I don't know.
Remember, I'm the one. I don't mind putting people's names out there. If they want to sue me, they can sue me.
So who is this guy?
The tip said that he fits the porch guy, right?
What?
And the connections with him is this is the story behind that there's three people. There's him. Hopefully I remember all these right. One is, I think, maybe a stepfather or father-in-law, and then another guy who lives in New Mexico. But Anthony and this, not Nicholas, Dennis. Okay, so there's Anthony and Dennis. They both live in Tucson. The third person, the weakest link, who this person also thinks is riding the dummy.
Hold on, let me pause for a brief moment. Somebody's saying that we're buffering. Are we buffering? We're actually buffering? I don't think we're buffering. I think we're smooth right now. Let me check. I'll check the live real quick just to, confirm that we're good real quick. I don't like buffering at all, especially at home. We got to make sure we're smooth here. Let's just make sure, guys. Somebody could be messing with us, but you never know.
I don't think we're buffering. I think we're smooth.
Nah, we're smooth. We're smooth. We're smooth. Right now. Come on, man. Why are you messing with me right now?
Quick, just to,
We're good, man. We're good.
Letters, not the demand letters. He lives in New Mexico. His name is Nicholas. But they're all linked back to that Anthony Sanchez. And the link, Anthony and Dennis. Okay, so Mexico. But Anthony and this, not Nicholas, Dennis. Okay, so there's Anthony and Dennis. They both live in Tucson. The third person, the weakest link, who this person also thinks is writing the dummy letters, not the demand letters. He lives in New Mexico. His name is Nicholas. But they're all linked back to that Anthony Sanchez. And the link was the older gentleman that I'm telling you about, Dennis. He went to school with Savannah. He went to U of A. He went to school with Savannah and Annie. So
the feds went to this guy? You know that for a fact?
Well, no. This person has been trying to submit this tip in for weeks, and they never contacted her. So today, I'm not saying it's because.
What's he been arrested for?
What's he been?
This is a mugshot.
This is fresh right here. They're like.
So from what I was hearing in the chat, and in my chat, I can only speak for myself, on my end, is based on what I've heard, is I was hearing that they reported this guy to the FBI today from what I heard in the chat. I don't know if that's true or not, but there were some people in the chat earlier saying that they reported this guy. Alex, I believe, somebody was referring to Alex that he reported this guy to the FBI, but I'm not sure. I cannot say, guys. I don't know. And I don't know if they're even looking into this guy or not, or they're overlooking him. You know, I couldn't tell y'all. But he definitely has the build. I mean, just looking at this guy, he definitely has the build. He definitely has the facial hair. I could say the facial hair is a possible match. I don't know if it's, you know, I can't say it is a match, but it's definitely possible for sure. And I'm just, you know what, let me zoom in a little bit, you know, because just for my folks that are watching on a device, it could be fairly small for you. Although I feel like it's big enough for everybody to see. However, just looking at, let's zoom in a little bit more. That's a possibility. It's possible. Here, let me cut off the bottom real quick. Hold on, chat. I want to get a good look at this myself. You never know. Because I want to get the whole body in there. I don't know, man. I really don't know. The eyebrows are fairly close, though, as well. I haven't seen any eyebrows that have been this close. But it's the eyes for me that are throwing me off right now. Oh, so Alex went with the person that gave him the information and reported them to the FBI. So that's what Rita Pearl in the chat is saying. Yeah, it is possible that this could possibly be, you know, a suspect. I mean, I wish his mouth was closed. Well, there is a picture where his mouth is closed, and it doesn't really look like that would be him, just seeing how he's kind of smirking. But he's smirking in this picture, you know? So it's still kind of hard to tell in that picture right there. But it's a possibility. It is a possibility. I don't know. I don't really know if I like the description that they put right there, though. That description looks like it was just like added there to make it more interesting, you know? They said next time look for tattoos. Yeah, because this guy right here doesn't have any tattoos. There's no tats on the arm. I'm looking at the arm right now, and I don't see any tattoos at all on the arm. So yeah, there's no tattoos on that arm from what I could see. And remember, we learned that the perp does have a tattoo on that very arm. So this would be a no match for me in that case. Unless we're going to be delusional and just assume that the perp got them removed. But that's not possible either, because tattoos take time to get removed even when you get them removed. But if you look at the hand, there's no tattoos at all. Not saying that this is an old picture, you know, or yeah, you're right. The tattoos, Wanda says the tattoos, those tattoos can be fake. You know, that could be a possibility as well, but I would have to disagree with that only because you can tell when a tattoo is real. There's certain things that, you know, make a tattoo look real. And I only say that because some tattoos fade away. They like fade when they're really old. And his looked like it was an older tattoo, like he had it for a while. You can tell when a tattoo's fresh versus when they had it a while. And if he faked it, I think even if he faked it, it would have looked like a fresh tattoo. But this was going to be a no-go for me, I would have to say. I mean, it's definitely very close. I honestly even want to say that this guy may even seem like he's a little bit taller than the perp. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Scorpio Queen, we just looking at the photo you sent me earlier. Thanks so much for sending the photo. I was just thanking you a second ago. How ironic. You tune in right as we're looking at it. Sorry it's a little early for y'all guys. I know it's super early. It's super late for y'all. Like I said, we'll chat some more at Nancy's later on today. However, because I won't be on too long. So this picture is from 7 months ago. I have a picture that's better from 7. Oh, you have a picture from 7 months ago. Gotcha. Hey, feel free to email me the picture that you have, and we'll check it out here on stream. My email is in the description. But yeah, send it on down. Let's check it out. What do y'all think, chat? What do y'all think? Y'all think that could possibly be our guy? Is that the perp? Did we finally find the perp? I don't know, chat. I don't know. Trinidad Anthony Sanchez. I'm going to listen just a little bit more to what JLR and Alex were talking about.
Mugshot.
He's a meth addict that we know of. I'll throw all that out.
Looks like a meth addict.
But people are like, wait, you can't do that. Well, I just did.
Well,
So that's him. But, Trinidad Anthony Sanchez. So hopefully feds are going to be talking to him, because I was waiting outside the FBI Tucson station for a good half hour at least.
You were?
Yeah, because I went with Gax to go, because they called them. So while we were leaving to go do some looking, some searching, FBI called this person, and they said if they could meet up. So we went to downtown, and this person went inside and was in there for a half hour, came back out, and they just wanted all that information, and they took her seriously for once, because Pima County sheriffs, nobody ever took her serious.
So that's good news. Alex is saying that when he went down there with this guy to report him, that they took it seriously. So that's good. That's good.
So him, her, them, how it is.
Well, you're gonna have to keep me informed of that one. It's a little confusing, but
Right. It's just like, it's just, some people say you're grasping for straws. Well, that's all we have left.
Alex doesn't realize it, but there's a chance that him and that guy that went down there, and I'm only saying this to be funny, even though it's not funny, there's a chance that Alex could become a $1.2 million millionaire. Hey, you never know. You never know. Wow. You never know, guys. You never know. I just thought that was funny, but yeah. You never know. They actually could be possibly onto something. I just don't really feel like this guy is the guy just because of the tattoo thing. That's what's really throwing me off right now, is the fact that the tattoo there.
Sometimes, so like, maybe we're grasping, but this person was very adamant, and I didn't mind putting it out there. So, and if it's not him, it's just not him. We'll vet it out, right?
yeah, I guess. He got a criminal record. That's a mugshot.
Yeah, when you look at that mugshot, it doesn't look like the perp at all. Just because of the fact that, I don't know, the eyebrows don't even look good. But in that other picture we were looking at, the eyebrows look fairly close, but it could have been the way, the picture is. But it also could have been an older picture. When you are on drugs, because they're saying that he was a heroin addict or something like that, that changes your whole face a lot. So, it definitely could, I'm just trying to think of all the possibilities and look past all of the things that are not possibilities. But it's very difficult, because there are a lot of things that this guy doesn't have that the perp has, and it's just not adding up for me. I'm trying to see if I can find a decent picture of the perp. This is a good one right here. Well, it's a better one than the one we were looking at. Yeah, it's not our guy. It's not our guy, guys. I don't know. I don't think so. Tammy, did you find that email? Go ahead and send it on down. We'll check it out in just a second.
Looks like a reason. I don't know if it looks like the perp, though, to be honest. I don't know.
Yeah, JLR's thinking it doesn't look like the perp either.
I'm not good, but if you could look at the side by side how he's standing,
I saw it.
Strange.
It's interesting.
I'm not good at picture stuff. I put it on your Twitter.
Nice. So, what is what's the objective here? What's going on the next? So, we sign waving tomorrow?
Yeah, I do want to do that. Sign waving, good hours, like what, 3 to 6, maybe 3:30 or something.
I think I'm gonna go to the border tomorrow.
Okay.
I think so. I'm
Yeah.
not sure yet. As the sun
Yeah,
starts going down.
I think Juanito was talking about sign waving for tomorrow, so and I was kind of down. I'm probably gonna go live from home tonight. I'm not gonna go to Nancy's. I don't know. Did you hear anything today over there or anything?
No, I went by this morning. It was just quiet. I didn't see any undercover cars or anything. I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
It's just quiet there, but I'm afraid to even stop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Get out of the car.
I don't know why JLR hasn't really went to Nancy's much. I don't know why he's afraid to stop there for whatever reason. I don't know. So Julie, thanks so much for the sub there. I appreciate it. If I caught the name right in time. Much love, guys. I appreciate everyone subscribing tonight so far here. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up as well if you guys are just tuning in. If you're new to the channel, you're enjoying the channel so far, hey, feel free to subscribe. Hit that notification bell as well so you know when I go live. And yeah, I appreciate it all, guys. I really do. We're currently like six subscribers away from hitting 10K subscribers. I think we'll hit that goal tonight. So couldn't do it without all you guys. So thanks a lot. No confirmation of the tattoo, guys. No confirmation at all of the tattoo. So I can't really say this is our guy. I really can't. But I still say it's a cop in mask. There's definitely a mask under that mask for sure. I mean, you know what? I can't even say for sure. But for me personally, I feel like there's a mask under the mask. And that's just my speculation. You know, I think that when you're looking at that
You're under arrest.
When you're watching the video that they put out of the perp in front of Nancy's door, it definitely looks like there's a mask under there. And I was just kind of watching the video over and over again. Glitch Trap coming through with the sub. Glitch Trap Lord, that is, man. Big salutes to those of y'all subscribing to that. I truly appreciate it, yo. Can't thank y'all enough, man. I really can't. But just analyzing the video, looking at the video, because I was kind of looking back at the video again, watching it over and over again, just trying to see if I see anything new, like what's new, what are we not seeing that we may have missed, you know, like we all watch the video over and over again, just trying to figure out what we can find out that may have been missed that no one else saw. Because it seemed like in the beginning of time when we first got this surveillance video, we had, you know, so many things constantly throughout the week in and week out, we were learning new things about the perp in this video. So and I'm gonna pause it just real quick. I'm not gonna sit here and watch the video too long tonight because we don't have too much time, but I'm gonna pause it just real quick just so we could kind of see that moment where I felt like we saw the perp. I'm sorry, not the perp, the other mask under that mask. I can't remember. I think it was the very moment where he approaches the door is where I feel like you can kind of see the other mask. Like maybe not there. Maybe it wasn't there. I think it was about here. Yeah, about right there is where I feel like I can see something odd. Like it doesn't look like skin actually. Yeah, and his facial hair just kind of like, I feel like it should be, I feel like there's more facial hair than we see. I feel like it stops. On the left side of his face, it like stops. And maybe he's just got a real nice clean cut. But normally when people have like facial hair surrounding the gold tee, it extends out further. And I don't know how to explain that. Yeah, I think there's definitely a mask under that mask, which makes it very difficult to identify the perp. Let me see if I could expand this a little bit more for y'all. I think I had a better a closer picture, or not even a closer picture, just something that is more zoomed in on my end. Let me see here. This might help a little bit more. Scorpio Queen says, praying Nancy is brought home. I agree. Did she send me that email? Let me check my email real quick. Hold on, though. Hey, 10K on my birthday is crazy, man. Big salutes those of y'all coming through with the subs. We finally reached 10K. Look at it. It doesn't even fit. It doesn't even fit, man. Thanks to all y'all, man. Wow. 10K goal has been reached. Thank you, babe. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I told you.
10K. Wow. Look at that number. It just looks beautiful. Damn, why does it doesn't even fit in the screen. Hold on, let's because I got it. I think it's a little cut off.
I told you.
Yeah, you did. Sheesh, you know, we gotta make that big, you know, just cuz, man. Just cuz, guys. I'm geeked right now. I'm geeked. Wow, chat. We did it. We did it. I gotta just take this time out to thank all y'all for tuning in tonight, for spending time with me, for expressing your thoughts and opinions here in the chat. Hey, this couldn't have been done without all y'all. So thank you guys a lot, guys. Big salutes, guys. Big salutes. Thank y'all a lot. Truly appreciate it. We're not even gonna dwell on that. We're gonna continue to be humble and keep on growing. We're gonna keep on growing, man. So much love, guys. I appreciate that. I don't even know. I haven't even looked to see how many people we have tuned in right now. Much love, guys. Thank you so much.
221.
You said what, babe?
221. 228.
228 what?
228. 228.
We're at 200 people tuned in right now? That many people? Dang, we famous. I bet Brian Enton is watching right now, huh? Much love, guys. Now, Juice, you just went too far right there, bro. Now you need to calm down, Juice. You're tripping now. Much love, guys. Much love. I'm just trying to pause the video at the part where I feel like there's a mask right there, but it's too hard to see. We're not even gonna stay stuck on this for too long, guys. I just want to move forward now. It's not even worth even trying to show y'all, cause you can barely see it. I'll try to zoom in real quick, but it's not even worth it right now. At this point, we believe what we believe. I think half of this thing is like cut off. Let me see. So like right there, I just feel like there's something right there in between the mask. And I don't know if you guys can see it as good as I can, but right there, I feel like there's something like right there in between the mask. You see how the hair coming down kind of stops and it doesn't continue on? Like maybe I'm wrong, but it looks like there's something that's kind of separating the hair, and it gets lighter, and then it stops at a certain point as well. Let me pull out the arrow just real quick. so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Shouts to everybody for the subs tonight, as well as the happy birthday wishes. Y'all made it an even better birthday, guys. I'm looking forward to nothing on this birthday. It's just happening. I guess that's how it's supposed to be, right? Like, I'm not looking forward to doing anything special today. It's just stuff happening special, I guess. So right here, there's something to me that separates the hair, and then it stops like right in here. Like, I feel like the hair should come down. It should come all the way down. And maybe it's just the picture being pixelated, making it even harder to kind of identify the perp, but it's just really weird. And then when you play it in real time, you kind of get a better... Let me go back to that spot. Hold on. Go back. I think I went too far. No, I didn't. Yeah, there's something in between that mask. Right in there where my arrow's at, though. It just seems like there's something in between that mask to me. Institution kind of revealed something. Nice. Anyway, I don't want to waste too much time sitting here on that. I've already wasted a lot of time sitting there talking about the mask. Who cares about that right now? Let's just move forward. There is, I believe somebody said that they had a better picture of the perp, and I think that was Tammy. Ooh, that is a better picture. That's different. So this is a picture that Tammy had sent me. And I believe the guy he would be the guy on the left side. I don't know who the guy on the right is. They were Alex and JLR were talking about like 3 different guys, though. I think 3 different guys being involved in this. So apparently, according to their sources, there's 3 perps that are involved. And I'm hearing that the guy on the porch was the dumb one. The other guys were the ones that were more experienced. So the guy that we're seeing on that left top side up there, I believe, is our possible guy. But I would argue that that's not our guy. What do y'all think, chat? Do we have our perp, or is it another one of those moments where we thought we had him, but we're just running into a dead end all over again? I think we're running into a dead end all over again. Is this going to be a big thing tomorrow? Are they going to even talk about this? You know, for those that are on a whole nother level than I am. It's not our guy. It's not him. All 3 pictures look like different people. I have to say I could agree. And you know what we could do? We can just go ahead and put all 3 of these pictures together. Because look at this guy. That being the same, that's supposed to be the same guy, I guess. Yeah, because it looks like a completely different, like a whole nother guy. But this guy is for certainly the same guy as the last guy we were looking at in the picture for sure. Trinidad Anthony Sanchez. Looks different. Yeah, it looks different to me too. I'm gonna put them all together right now. And we can all compare together as well. England calling, hi Juice. Yo, shout out to England. And chat, you got your, what do you say? He said, chat, you got your lift home last night. And then they definitely need street lights outside Natalie's house. Yeah, I agree. Now, my girlfriend actually picked me up. I didn't take a lift, so. I'm trying to find my other picture. I have one more picture of the perp. Actually, we actually have two more pictures. But we'll just share the three. Yeah, it almost looks like it's three different guys. So there's the perp right there. The possible suspect, guys. We don't even know if this is our guy. I just had to pop on tonight, share this with y'all because Scorpio had reached out, sent me an email. Anytime we get an email of a potential perp in regards to the Nancy Guthrie case, we got to show it. We got to show it. I don't want to ruin anybody's life, but, you know, we definitely got to see what the world thinks, you know. See if it can open any doors. But I'm going to tell you right now, that's not our guy. I would argue it's not him. I'm going to let y'all glance at that for a little moment. Yeah, that's not him. Yeah, I would have to agree with Kai Girl. She says the streamers are going to have to solve this because it doesn't seem like anyone else will. Wanda says he looks like the second one that that is short. I don't know about that one, but yeah, maybe so. I mean, maybe that's his brother or his son. Who knows? They said the guy has a brother. Yeah, maybe that could be him. Middle photo looks like Luke. I don't know if that one looks like Luke, though. Maybe a little bit. I could see a little resemblance, I guess. Well, Nanos is off the case. Man, these chats are going so fast. I can barely even read the chats. Well, Nanos is off the case because the board has already made a decision. No way. Where are you getting this insight? As far as from what I heard as well, we have not reached our signature goal, by the way, guys. We have not reached that goal. As we learned earlier on, we needed 120,000 signatures, but the campaign needs to collect over 122,000 valid signatures from registered Pima County voters. Okay? Because they need to be able to allow for a buffer. Just in case there are signatures that are not valid. Okay? So in order for us to get that recall, that's the only way. You know, we obviously definitely would need more than 122,000 signatures to make that possible. And like I said earlier, there's 500,000 people in here in Tucson, Arizona. However, I don't know if there's 500,000 people within the Pima County, because we need those signatures to be within the Pima County. But has the incompetence and the failed leadership of Nanos finally caught up with the sheriff? You know, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about Nanos being kicked out yet. I know it started with that petition from the painting contractor, Daniel Gutierrez, then Aaron Cross. You know, he came in and added the, you know, he added a little heat to the fire, you know. But as far as I know, all signatures have not yet been collected, leading up to us getting all of those signatures, as far as that effort against the Pima County Sheriff. I do know that, you know, there are a bunch of allegations that Nanos went over budget, and he's doing, you know, these are the questions that they're going to ask him pertaining to certain things like the budget. And one of the questions is, how is Nanos going to stay within the budget? If he fails to respond, meaning he fails to comply or he doesn't answer to the satisfaction of the supervisors may take steps to remove Nanos. They may take steps. They didn't say for sure that they were going to take those steps, though. Another allegation against Nanos is the false resume that Nanos has. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of questions that he has to answer, and he only has 10 days now, going into 8 days. And that is the 21st that he has up until 21st of this month. Nanos has to comply to those questions that the supervisors have put in place for him. So we'll see what happens. A lot of people are thinking that they're going to get rid of him. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what happens to Sheriff Nanos there. Teresa says, hey everyone, big welcomes, Teresa. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Lofty says Nanos will more than likely get a pay rise. I hope not. Kyro says famous juice. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. But we did hit our goal tonight. We reached 10,000 subscribers. Thanks to all of you tuning in tonight and subscribing to the channel as well. Like I said, the numbers are so large now, it doesn't even fit down below anymore. I had some of it cut off so it could fit. Now I have to uncut some of the numbers that we had on there. Oh my goodness. I mean, you can see that last number on the subscriber numbers at the bottom left of the screen is a 16. And it's cut off. I had to uncut it. Just crazy. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to bring some, you know, bring this to everyone's attention tonight in regards to this, you know, maybe being our perp, but I'm gonna have to argue that it's not our guy. It is not him. I just want to read the chat real quick to kind of catch up, because I feel like I missed something. Wanda Webster says people need to go door to door. I think the FBI agents did a lot of that in the beginning within the neighborhood. I don't know how far they went, but from what I heard, it was a couple miles out. Remember when they first came out, we had over 400 agents out here. And, you know, I can't say all 400 were going door to door, but there were definitely many FBI agents going door to door. Shout out Wisconsin. Big welcome, Cindy. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Maybe we'll get some answers soon. If you guys have any insights, feel free to shoot me an email. My email is in the description. I'll be glad to, more than happy to show it here on stream. I like to see and hear, you know, everyone else's view. I like to hear the theories and speculations on, you know, what everybody thinks as far as the case. So feel free to share. Feel free to share. Anyways, chat, we're going to move along just a little bit here. I wanted to play a quick little video with, I believe it's Megyn Kelly, and she was talking about Savannah. I guess I'll play the I don't remember what moment in the video it was, but they're talking about the ransom because we just recently got another ransom from Harvey from TMZ. However, I think Harvey needs to stop entertaining these notes. Seriously, I don't know if at this point Harvey just wants to be involved with the case somehow, or he doesn't have enough clout, you know, on his channel. He's got plenty. I don't know what the dealio is with him expressing this to the entire world anymore instead of just sending it over to the FBI. I guess it's interesting for those that feel like the ransom's real, but for me, I don't feel like the ransom was legitimate at all. I feel like it was fake, and it was just something put in place to distract the authorities from, you know, tracking this guy down for whoever it is. You know, I just think that he took them on a spin. You know, I think whoever it is took them on a spin. I don't even think the suspect was smart enough to do this. You know, I think whoever it is just scamming for the most part. You know, and what happened was, you know, I don't think he took them on a spin. I think by them acknowledging it and paying so much mind to it, it was just a distraction, and it just kind of prolonged things even more.
TMZ reporting just 2 days ago that they received 2 additional notes from the person claiming to know the identity of the alleged kidnapper. Okay, so you remember, just to be clear, we had ransom notes that came in the first week Nancy was missing, that the FBI was treating as legit.
Good morning, Jess. Big
that
welcome.
Savannah later told us she viewed as legit. Then we had some other person bomb in just to TMZ saying, I know who the kidnappers are. And for the low price of 1 Bitcoin, I will tell you. So this guy's not saying I know. He's not saying I have her and it's me. He's saying I know who has her. And I'll give you all the info for one Bitcoin. The messages from, I guess I'll just call him ransom note writer number 2. Okay, he's ransom note writer number 2. Those messages were sent the very same day. Oh, well, the newest ones, that Savannah Guthrie returned to the Today Show this past Monday. Okay, so this person had already sent a couple, being like, look over here, I know who did it. Hey, no one's taking me seriously, I'm getting pissed. And then on Monday, 2 more. So this guy is not going silent. The person who wrote the, you know, ransom note writer number 1, who we think may indeed have been the kidnapper, has gone totally silent. That person wrote not 1, but 2 notes during the first week and then disappeared. This guy's now written, I think, 4, and he's not going to be ignored. He's unhappy that no one's taking him seriously, and he's taking it out on Harvey Levin of TMZ. All right, now, here's Harvey Levin. He's discussing the first note that he received this.
I just wanted to watch this briefly real quick because I want y'all to see what she said about Savannah. I just thought it was super interesting. Yeah, I mean, I like Megyn Kelly, man.
Monday, this past Monday. It's not the first note ever from this ransom note number 2 guy. It's, again, I think that guy had already written him at least 2 prior ones, but it's the first one this week, and here's Harvey describing it.
We got another letter today from this person, an email saying, I know where her body is and who the kidnapper is. Give me half a Bitcoin and I'll tell you. And this person has been really persistent, knowing that if it's a scam, it's a federal crime.
When it says, I found you the other day when you were sitting with Alex. Much love. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Really do. Thanks a lot.
Right. But they also made the point that they wanted to make it clear that they have nothing to do with it.
Right.
They've been out of the country, but who knows?
We forwarded it.
We forwarded it to the FBI,
Right.
as we have in the past.
Right.
And for whatever reason, and this is the thing we haven't figured out, you have to assume that the law enforcement, they believe that this person is not legit. Otherwise, they would have advised Savannah to pay the money.
My spidey senses tell me that there's something about this guy, because one of the emails he sent said early on, time is of the essence to do this. And then the next day he said, time is no longer of the essence. If he was pulling a scam, why
That's
would
later
you
on,
say
yeah.
time is no longer of the essence?
Right. You want to keep the value
you
high.
want to keep
of
the
your
value
information.
high.
Yeah.
And the fact that he said this made me think, this guy knows something.
Yeah.
I don't know, like the fact that Harvey is sitting there like, oh, my spidey senses tell me that this guy may know something, is like, oh, come on, seriously, bro, really? Harvey, really? Come on, man. You can't believe that this ransom note is real. Are you kidding me? You've gotten 5 ransom notes now. 5. From not one person, but 2 different people. Not 1, 2. And I get it. When one's real, somebody else is probably going to follow and troll and probably do something, you know, on some scammer type stuff, and, you know, try to, you know how people are. There's always that one person that comes in and tries to shake things up or tries to, you know, there's always that one person that comes in and does something really, really weird, and they try to take the moment away somehow, some way, or, you know, they trying to get some type of money out of it, whatever it is. Like I just don't believe that the ransom is legitimate. I don't think it's real. I don't think that it has anything to do with Nancy Guthrie. I don't see it. And as far as Savannah believing that it's real, I would agree with him. I think that she thinks it's real because the FBI thinks it's real. But if that was the case, and then that is true, then what was stopping Savannah from sending the money? Why didn't she just send the $6 million in Bitcoin when she had the opportunity? You know, what was stopping her? What's stopping Savannah from hiring a private investigator as well, anyways? You know, what's stopping her from doing the necessary work that could possibly help this case? Just what's stopping her from doing anything that could help this case? Somebody made a comment in the chat earlier, and they had said that Savannah left because she doesn't want to be charged and she doesn't want to get in trouble. And I thought that was kind of silly. You know, I didn't think that was, because we none of us at all think Savannah has anything to do with it. I don't think she has anything to do with it. But what if she does? What if she does know something that she doesn't want us to know? I get that she knows some things that we don't know, but what if there is something that Savannah knows that she doesn't want us to know? And this is a case that's been everywhere so much that I feel like I have every right to throw everyone under the bus. I have every right to think the way I'm thinking, even if I feel like it was Savannah, even if I feel like it was Tommaso. Yeah, we know they're dealing with grief, and it's mind-boggling, you know, to a family when you're throwing them under the bus and they got a lot going on. I get it all. I get it. But you have to understand, no one's really been truly, like, honest. No one's came off in a way where they felt like they really wanted us to know everything. You know, everything has just been cut short. You know, it's just been sugar coated. Like nothing's really straightforward. It's just been a little bit of detail. Move on to the next thing. And that's what we got in the interview when we saw the interview with Savannah. She gave a little bit of insights on some things that we didn't know about. Like, for instance, the doors being propped open. We weren't sure how the perp got in, but that kind of told us, well, we know how the perp got in now that we know that the doors were propped open in the back. You know, and then we learned also that there was Nancy's flower pots that were used to keep the back gate propped open as well as the back door. But at what point, because I'm tired of hearing the little small stuff and not the whole, I'm just tired of hearing a little bit and not the whole thing. You know, and I think there's some things that can be said that won't hurt the case. But if you think about it, everyone has, you know what? Let me not even say that because I don't want to put that in the wrong words. Let me hold my thought on that one because I don't even want to say that wrong. But it just, nothing sits with me well. There's always something about somebody, no matter who it is involved in this investigation, that doesn't sit well. You know, no one, to me, has been overlooked. I still feel like anyone and everyone that's involved in this case is a possibility. Anyone is a possible suspect or a possible person that knows something that they don't want us to learn. They don't want us to know. And I hate to say that, but it's just too many odd things happening with everybody. With everybody. There's just too many odd things for me. So it's just so hard for me to overlook that. But like I said, there's so many things that happen. It's just so hard to wrap your finger around something and know for sure. Like, no, I know for sure, like, this is what happened. There's been nothing that's been given to us information-wise for us to really wrap our finger around something and really believe like it's a fact, you know? And that's the best way I can really put it in words.
Later that same day, Monday, a few days ago, the TMZ reporting that it received a second note from this same person, this second ransom note writer. This one claims the person, quote, saw Nancy alive with them, we don't know who them is, in the state of Sonora, Mexico. Now, TMZ notes that the sender is clearly not suggesting that Nancy is still alive because it reports that one of the messages from this guy allegedly writes, quote, she is dead. But the guy's claiming to have seen her alive in Sonora, Mexico, but is allegedly also adding that now she is dead. Okay, so again, that's from someone who doesn't purport to be the kidnapper, but purports to know something about who they are. While Levin and his team continue to debate the credibility of the source, he later went on with Ashley Banfield. And they started talking about the original ransom notes from ransom note writer number 1. And she was probing him on what was in those notes because those were all taking a lot more seriously. This other guy, I don't know. We'll ask our panel what they think in the wake of this new info. But those first two notes that came, you remember these are the ones that said, pay us off by Thursday and the price will be $4 million, or pay us off by this upcoming Monday, which would have been 8 days after her kidnapping, and the price will be $6 million. Those are the ransom note writer number 1. That's what he apparently wrote in his.
You guys remember that? And I think Savannah's going to regret this for the rest of her life. For the rest of her life, for not paying that ransom. You got money to donate to a hospital, children's hospital. You got money to just, offer $1 million reward. Why didn't she just pay If she thought it was real, why didn't she just pay? God, that's so bothering.
So Harvey spoke with Ashley Banfield about those notes, and listen to this exchange.
You heard from the FBI that they believed those first two overtures were really from the kidnappers as opposed to scammers overseas or some ne'er-do-well?
Yes, and they are from the same person.
Holy cow. So when Savannah said that, she must have had that indication from the FBI. They must have told her that they thought that they were real.
Yeah, now what I don't understand is that she was going to pay and for whatever reason they backed off. They had a reason for backing off. And I know they did something. I don't feel comfortable saying it, but they did because they had asked me not to way back then. I don't know if it's changed at this point. But they thought they had a way of tracking that Bitcoin address. Didn't work. Look, and they said in the letter that they would kill her if they didn't get the $6 million by that Monday. So it's unclear whether this was foul play or she died because, she was ill, she didn't have her meds. So I have no idea.
So the ransom letters did threaten to kill her.
Yes.
Now that's obviously dark. We kind of thought they might have because, there's always an implicit or else in the letter from a kidnapper demanding money. But there's a lot in there. And I just want to add a little something here, okay? Because you heard him say the FBI believes those first two are from the real kidnapper. Now, we kind of gleaned that when Savannah said, I tend to believe that those first two were legit. And we said explicitly to you on this show, that must mean the FBI believes that because that's where her information is coming from. And now we get Harvey confirming that the FBI believes those first two notes were from the real kidnapper. And so, of course, the next question is, why didn't they pay? If they all believed those notes demanding $4 million and then $6 million were from the real kidnapper, why didn't the family pay the ransom?
I just said that. I literally just said that right now. Why didn't they just send the money? Like, that's what I'm saying. There's just too many things. There's just way too many things in this whole entire case that have just been way too odd for me to just count anybody out. Like, I can't count anybody out. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Nano should be recalled alone. We already know that, just for clearing the family alone. Let's just start there. He's just recalled just because he cleared the family right away. I don't care about a lie detector test because I don't believe in lie detector tests, and I get it. Not everybody can agree with that because obviously some people do, but the lie detector test could definitely be beat. So that means absolutely nothing to me. If that was the reason why he cleared them, he didn't even give us a reason why he cleared them, and I guess he didn't really have to either. But I mean, come on, man, come on.
And wouldn't that have been a great follow-up question for Hoda Kotb to ask Savannah if she could get past her own sniffling and fake crying? Maybe we could have gotten that, but we didn't.
This is the part where I was talking about. Look, I can't even believe Megyn Kelly said that. Just listen.
She could get past her own sniffling and fake crying. Maybe we could have gotten that, but we didn't get past her own
Wow.
sniffle. Or Hoda Kotb to ask Savannah if she could get past her own sniffling and fake crying. Maybe we could have gotten that, but we didn't. So Harvey adds on that
So Megyn Kelly thinks that Savannah is fake crying. Like, she doesn't even think her grief is for real. Her grief is not real, I guess. That's crazy. And that's why I wanted to watch this video, because I just couldn't believe Megyn Kelly said that. Because I've been in tune with her, Ashley Banfield from day one, and they seem that to be on Savannah's side. Like, they've been on her side since day one. Megyn Kelly, you got to elaborate on that. Just so you know, you have to elaborate on this, because she hasn't said she felt any type of way about Savannah as far as I've seen. So we definitely need to hear some more elaboration on that based on what she thinks about Savannah. I would definitely like to know.
And so, of course, the next.
Is she talking about somebody else? I think she's talking about Savannah.
Her information said.
Let me hear that again. Let me hear it again.
A kidnapper. There's always an implicit or else in the letter from a kidnapper demanding money, but there's a lot in there, and I just want to add a little something here, okay? Because you heard him say the FBI thought. He said the FBI believes those first two are from the real kidnapper. Now we kind of gleaned that when Savannah said, I tend to believe that those first two were real,
she's okay.
were
So she's
legit.
not addressing Savannah. Okay. Because I thought she was talking about Savannah. Okay, so I heard wrong. Okay, all right.
And we
make sure.
said explicitly to you on this show
Could have
that must
sworn
be
she
the
was
FBI
talking about
believes that,
Savannah.
because that's where her information is coming from. And now we get Harvey confirming that the FBI believes those first two notes were from the real kidnapper. And so, of
Everybody's
course, the
saying
next
Hoda.
question
Okay,
is,
all right.
why didn't they pay? If they all believed those notes demanding $4 million and then $6 million were from the real kidnapper, why didn't the family pay the ransom? And wouldn't that have been a great follow-up question for Hoda Kotb to ask Savannah
Okay.
if she's could get past?
That was the lady that was interviewing Savannah. Okay, and I could agree with that. She literally sat there the entire time in the video, like trying her hardest to cry, and there was no tears. There was no tears at all. She has no filter for Savannah. Hell, Hoda probably feels like Savannah's lying about something.
Her own sniffling and fake crying. Maybe we could have gotten that, but we didn't. So Harvey adds on that they were going to pay, but they backed off for some reason. That's very interesting. Had never heard that. The family was going to pay, but backed off for some reason.
Yeah, she was talking about Hoda.
And then he speculates
You're all right.
there, saying maybe it was.
I'm hearing things wrong, chat. Sorry.
Because is really what he's intimating, that the FBI thought it had a way of tracking the person writing those notes. Because remember, the person writing those notes was also demanding to be paid in Bitcoin. And there was a Bitcoin account number in those first two notes. And he said they thought they had a way of tracking that person and the account, but it, quote, did not work. And he said he didn't want to reveal too much. He promised them that he wouldn't, but it didn't work. Well, he already revealed, and the local Tucson station that got the second note, remember there was the first note saying 4 million or 6 million and we've got her, and then there was a follow-up second note that only went to one Tucson local station. We know very little about it other than it was from the same person and it had the same.
Another thing, if somebody's going to do a ransom note or held somebody for ransom, they don't want to get the authorities or anyone involved whatsoever. And they're not going to pick the biggest platform, just knowing, especially somebody smart, knowing that this platform is going to report this immediately. And if they don't, they're taking a risk, as a business for not reaching out to authorities. It would look bad on your platform if you got something like a ransom letter in regards to somebody missing. Not only that, this case was at one point local, then it was global, and now it's national. It's at that point. It's at that point. So there's no way in hell you're gonna take a ransom letter, send it to TMZ, and send it to whoever else, the news station, and hope that these guys don't reach out to authorities about this. Come on now, that's dumb. There's no way this ransom is legitimate. And and another thing, somebody who's doing a ransom is gonna want to just deal with the family. They would have reached out to Savannah on her Instagram if they don't have her contact information, which I'm assuming they don't, because no one's just gonna have Savannah's contact info. They would reach out to her probably via Instagram or whatever other platform that Savannah's on. They're not going to reach out through TMZ. Like, if this is why would somebody do a third-party ransom note? That doesn't even make any sense. This was targeted for sure. Like, this is definitely something that like I said, I mean, maybe not the Epsteins, because people think that it was a warning shot from the Epsteins when Savannah did the interview. She's done the interviews with several Epstein survivors, from what I've heard. But if these guys are survivors, and this is what kind of throws me off here too with the Epstein situation, is if it had to be, and if it was the Epsteins, why would it be them? Because these are the people that she interviewed, from what I heard, they were survivors. They're not even people who want to be a part of that community. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there were other people, because I know nothing about the Epsteins. Maybe there were other people, and I know nothing about who she all interviewed either. So maybe there was some people that she interviewed that were a part of the community, or maybe some people were mad because she was pretty aggressive, from what I heard in some of these interviews. Savannah's feisty. She's feisty. She will piss you off. So maybe it could have been maybe a warning shot from the Epstein community, or who knows? But I look past that incident. I don't get too caught up in the Epstein thing, because I just don't feel like that would be the case. But it's possible. But I think this is for certain he's targeted, and if it's not amongst the family, it's definitely someone that is a friend of the family. Who else could it be? Who else could it possibly be?
Bitcoin account. We've had some debates about some unconfirmed reports about what.
When you do your research, by the way, I want to put this out there. When you do your research, okay, so if you research whether or not a Bitcoin is traceable, it explains that a Bitcoin, because they remember the person who did this ransom, they wanted that money in Bitcoin. They say that it's highly, highly traceable. But the only way that it's traceable is when you're trying to cash out, is from what I'm hearing. And it doesn't really specify that, but it definitely, from what I'm hearing, the only way that it's traceable is from the moment that you cash out, is at that time that you have to put your information in. But the FBI isn't all that good. I'm going to be honest. They couldn't even figure out who was sending the email, guys. They weren't even able to figure out who was sending these fake ransom letters to TMZ. And that's one thing that Harvey did not want to elaborate on very much. But I mean, if they can't figure out a simple email thing, they're damn sure not going to figure out somebody, who's behind the Bitcoin thing. This guy obviously, maybe there is a possibility it's real. If this guy wasn't, they're not able to find this guy through email, maybe it is a real person. That's the red flag for me. The fact that they're not able to figure out who this is sending the email is the biggest red flag for me, just because that could be the only thing that makes it legitimate. The fact that this guy hasn't been caught. Maybe. That's something to think about.
Million or 6 million, and we've got her. And then there was a follow-up second note that only went to one Tucson local station. We know very little about it, other than it was from the same person and it had the same Bitcoin account. We've had some debates about some unconfirmed reports about what was in it, but we don't know what was in it. In any event.
Yeah, L-Dog, I couldn't agree more. He says, I think we'll be blown away when the truth comes to light. Yeah, either, like I said earlier, we either will be blown away or it'll just be something very simple. It'll be something very simple.
A local station. So Harvey did report at the time that the FBI was considering doing something with the Bitcoin account to track the guy. And the local station expanded on Harvey's reporting. He may have forgotten that he said that, because there with Ashley, he's like, and I don't want to disclose, I don't want to say what they did to try to track the Bitcoin account that was in the first two notes. Well, here's what he said back on February 10th. Listen to this. It's at 23C.
We're now 24 hours and 25 minutes past the deadline for that payment. And I know you have still been checking for any payments. What are you seeing?
So about 12 minutes ago, we saw activity in that account.
Activity like what?
So listen to this, guys. Look, I don't know if you, for some of you guys that have been really in tune with this investigation, from what I was hearing, they put a little bit of money in that account that Harvey was communicating, whoever sent this ransom letter to Harvey, whoever that he was communicating with, they put a little bit of money in that account, and they're saying that there was some activity as of yesterday in that account. Here's the odd thing for me. From what I'm hearing, they didn't put very much money, and let's just say it was $6. It just wasn't enough. It wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot. If you're planning on trying to get a suspect in one of the highest profile cases right now in America to bite the bait, wouldn't you think they would put a whole lot more money in there than that? Like, why are they putting a little bit of money? It's the FBI, the government itself. Why are they putting a little bit of money in a Bitcoin account, hoping for the best, hoping that this guy would bite the bait? I just don't understand that. Like, why wouldn't you put enough money to be sure that there's a chance that this person might take the risk? $300, right? Yeah, $300. Okay, $300. Okay, yeah, $300, $6, same thing. It's not a lot. It's nothing. You know what I'm saying? So what that, to me, it's just not making any sense. I don't understand how we're the government, basically. We got all the sources in the world if you're the FBI, and you're putting $300 in a Bitcoin? And we're trying to catch one of the probably most wanted men in America right now, or men, because there could be multiple, more than one. I mean, what are we doing? I just thought that was stupid to me. I just really thought it was dumb. I just didn't think it made any sense.
That's what I can't talk about. There are reasons.
And then Harvey doesn't even want to talk about it. He doesn't even want to talk about it. Harvey, just stop entertaining these letters at this point. Seriously. Because it's just starting to get me irritated. Just stop entertaining these letters.
That's what I can't talk about. There are reasons I can't, but all I can say is there is now activity in that Bitcoin account.
Okay, now let me just ask one more question, and you'll share with me what you can. But when you say activity, is that you can see money is going into the account, or are you able to tell whether it's money going in or going out?
Well, it would only show, as I understand this, money going in. And the only thing you would see is money. And Aaron, that's all I can say.
Now, that led many to speculate, has the family paid the money? Did they pay? But then K-Gun, which is the local Tucson station that got the second note, added to Harvey's reporting. They confirmed shortly after that report he delivered on CNN that there was activity in the Bitcoin account, the one that was listed in the ransom email, and that activity is, quote, less than $300. And there was speculation on this show and elsewhere at the time that maybe that was the feds trying to basically get the kidnapper to take the money out of the account and to be able to track them.
With $300? With $300? Oh, God.
So that, again, Harvey reported that on February 10th. That was a Tuesday. It was the day after all the deadlines had expired. Remember, because it was supposed to be on Thursday, the 5th, was the first deadline for 4 million. And I think Monday, the 9th, was the second deadline for 6 million. And so this is Tuesday, the 10th, with Harvey saying some amount had been deposited into the alleged kidnapper's account. And
see, the thing is, they can freeze a Bitcoin account, but the thing is, you can make a Bitcoin account under no name whatsoever. The only time that you put the information in is when you cash out. It's from what I learned. So, I don't know, chat.
$6 million. And so this is Tuesday the 10th with Harvey saying some amount had been deposited into the alleged kidnapper's account, and K-Gun adding to that saying it was under $300. And that is what he clearly is now expanding to Ashley Banfield,
It
saying,
just bothers me a lot. It really does, because I think that I just don't, for one, I don't feel like Harvey, you know how I feel about it. I don't think Harvey should be entertaining these letters. And not only that, I just don't feel like this is helping the case at all. And if Harvey was really trying to do there's just other things that he could do to help the case, and entertaining ransom letters to, publicly is not one of them to me. It's not helping the case at all. And if you can do that, you can tell us everything else. Straight up. You can just tell us everything else. Because you're already taking a risk by sharing this information with the world. You might as well just say whatever else you know that you're not supposed to be telling us. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
they thought they had a way of tracking the person who was sending those first two notes, but it did not work. And he does reveal to Ashley that they did write, the actual kidnappers, if that's who it was, wrote in their letter that they would kill Nancy if they didn't get paid. Thanks for watching.
So that was interesting. I thought that was great to watch with Megyn Kelly. That was crazy. That was just crazy. I'm sorry, I misinformed my own self because I heard her wrong. I thought she was referring to Savannah when she said that. When she stated that there was some fake crying going on, but she was talking about the lady that interviewed Savannah. And that I 100% agree with. There's just a whole lot of fake crying going on. It wasn't real. It wasn't real at all. Someone in the chat was saying, I think it was Wanda, saying that you have to put in your information when you do a Bitcoin. Or when you make a Bitcoin account. I'm going to look that up real quick. But from what I heard, there was a guy who had explained it, and he said that you don't put in any of that information, and I think he was like a Bitcoin expert or something like that, until you cash out. I don't know exactly what he was referring to. But let's read it, because I typed it in here on Google, and what I typed in, I said, do you have to put in your info for a Bitcoin account? And it states that whether you must provide personal information depends on how you buy or hold Bitcoin. While the Bitcoin network itself does not require identification, most exchanges and services like Coinbase or ATMs legally require know your customer. And that's what it pretty much says. Name, email, ID to comply with regulations. And then it says, down here, exchange and platforms, yes, major legal exchanges require personal information. So I don't know what you guys are getting out of that, but to me, it sounds like you really don't have to really put in your information until you do when you're doing things like exchanges, or cash it out, I guess, in other words. But I don't know, chat. I don't know what to think about that. It doesn't really, it's not really clear to me, based on you having to put in your information or not upon looking up, upon doing research. But I don't know. I believe that guy was, I think that's true. It doesn't seem like you would have to put in your information. But it says here, it just depends on how you buy or hold Bitcoin. And then it goes on right here. It says, while the Bitcoin network itself does not require identification. But then when you look it up to see if it's traceable, it says that it's highly traceable, but it doesn't specify on, you know, what makes it, I guess, highly traceable. You know, what parts, you know, in the Bitcoin process that take place that, you know, provoke it to be highly traceable. I don't know. But from what I've seen here, it seems like you don't have to put in your information. It doesn't require your information until you're doing certain things with the Bitcoin, which is crazy. So y'all let me know. Y'all do some research. Let me know how y'all feel about that. I don't know. Can someone hack into the account and then find the account owner? I think that's a possibility, but I think in order to hack an account, I always tell people when you hack an account, that's you getting yourself hacked because you give away too much information. So I think the only way for them to be able to hack the account is them getting some type of tip or being able to pull some type of information out of the person that they're communicating with, that they're trying to get information on. But the fact that they're not able to get any information at all tells me that well, they're just not able to get this guy. Whoever's sending this email, they just can't dig up enough info to figure it out. Thought also odd was when Savannah said we understand You're Not Alone and her movie reference. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw that, but there was a movie, and I can't recall what the movie was, but it's saying the exact words that Savannah used when they were trying to communicate with this person that, you know, had written that ransom letter. They were trying to communicate somehow, some way. And one of the moments I remember that she was referring to her mom, and she says, "Talk to her, and you'll see." You remember that? Anywho, guys, I didn't have too much time to spend on here tonight. It's currently 6 in the morning. I got to get some rest because we're going over to Nancy's today. We actually stayed on for a good, well, almost 2 hours or so. So I'm not going to hang around too much longer here. I did want to look over a couple other things, although we're running really, really short on time. I did want to watch Monk Intrigue. However, I just don't have the time. I got to get some rest. Otherwise, we ain't making it to Nancy's today. Big shouts to those who coming through with the subs tonight. I appreciate that. Thanks so much for liking the channel. Thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate it. I really do. I wanted to just look at this map just real quick here, because there are a lot of areas that the perp can enter in to go through Nancy's neighborhood. And I don't know if you guys could actually see it, but we'll try to zoom in. And I'm not even going to go through all these. I just want to kind of briefly just take a look, because it's one thing I wanted to kind of share tonight, how many ways you can get into Nancy's neighborhood. This is the way that I go here, right here on Camino Marival. So I usually come in through there. I usually come from Campbell, and then I go from and where's Marival? Because I don't see Marival, but it actually goes to Campbell as well. And I'm not even seeing the street, which is really, really weird. Yeah, super weird. But Marival, for whatever reason, is... Oh, well, no, that's going to Skyline. Really odd. Why isn't my subscriber thing showing up? I'm hearing a lot of people subbing up to the channel here, but it's not showing up on my screen, which is really odd. We'll have to fix that later. I keep hearing... Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I keep hearing the ding go off, but I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing the subscribers pop up on here.
You hear me?
Huh?
45.
45 what?
10:45.
10:45.
Mhm.
That's who it was?
10,000.
No. When it says my subscriber, whoever the new subscriber is, it's not popping up on the screen. I'm hearing it, but it's not showing. But we'll fix that another time. Well, I don't need to fix it. I just need to. Well, no, I need to move it so it shows up, but it's something like a picture or something is like blocking it. But anyway, I just wanted to look at this map real quick. I don't have too much time, so I'm not going to really have a lot of time to go through it. But there's a lot of entry points to get into Nancy's neighborhood. So many, actually. I think I've counted like 4 or 5. Just looking at all of the ways that you can get in and out of this neighborhood. It's crazy to me. Super crazy. But we don't have the time for that right now. We don't have time. We'll show that tomorrow night. We'll save it for another night. Thank you so much, Kiki Can, for the $5 super chat. I truly appreciate it. And I want to thank everybody for stopping by and tuning in tonight. I truly appreciate everybody's company. Tune in with me later on. We'll go out to Nancy's. We'll talk more about the case, and we'll just kind of observe the scene, you know. Hopefully something today will happen. You know, you never know. You never know. But this evening, I will be there. And hopefully there are some other people outside there. Who knows? Big salutes and shouts to those of y'all tuning in tonight. I truly appreciate it. I will talk to y'all later on tonight, guys. I am going to call it there. I got to get some rest, guys. I got to get some rest. I'm tired as hell. But anyways, until next time, which will be in just a few hours, guys. So tune in with me, man. Thanks so much. We reached 10,000 subscribers tonight, by the way. And I couldn't have did it without all of y'all tonight. So thank y'all, man. Man, what a night. What a birthday. Shouts to everybody for all the birthday wishes tonight, too, man. Thank you guys so much, man. What a night. What a morning. Have a good night, guys.